right now, in this place and time, for this 46-year-old woman, there are 3 things that I'm struggling with when it comes to fitness goals. Now you might think you know what those things are. For example, motivation, being hungry all the time because of calorie restriction, and finding time to exercise. But if you thought those things, well, you'd be wrong. What am I struggling with, you ask? Well, despite the consistency that I have, my achievement includes lack of weight loss, lack of fat loss, and lack of inch loss. What am I going to do about this? Well, let's see. So here's a little bit of history on my struggles. So, the past few months I've been fluctuating between 150 and 153 pounds. Now that would be fine if I knew that I was gaining muscle and losing fat. But my fat, according to my handy dandy little fat meter, is also stagnant at about 28%. But even if I wasn't losing any weight or fat, if I was losing inches, I'm not really sure how that would be possible because they all seem to be interconnected. But if I was, then I would be happy. I actually have seen about a ½ inch loss on each of my thighs. But as you can see, my stats earlier this year, now, have not really changed that much. In fact, not at all. This is frustrating. Now obviously this is discouraging, but I realize it's not an uncommon problem. A lot of people hit plateaus and they got to figure out what they're going to do. So here is what this means to me. So if I decide I'm happy where I'm at, well, I've reached equilibrium, baby. I'm not really counting calories right now. I'm just eating a sensible, whole food, plant-based diet. Still have snacks like chips once in a while, and I'm still drinking alcohol. But I still exercise 5 days a week, cardio and strength training. If I keep that up, I'll be right where I'm at. So I have to decide what I'm going to do about these numbers. I have 3 choices, I think, and here's what they are. Number 1, cut calories. Well, I hate counting calories more than I hate exercise. Now I go through phases where I'm really detailed and I track every little single thing I'm eating from every ingredient in every recipe. But I'm not there right now. I also know that one calorie saving thing I could do would be cut out alcohol, but I like my cocktails and I'm just not there yet. So I guess we're gonna have to see on that one. That leads me to option number 2, get more exercise. I'd actually like to start exercising 6 days a week. Right now I'm doing 3 days strength training and 2 days cardio, and I'd like to move that up to 4 strength training and 2 cardio, but I'm having some scheduling issues with that. I really have a lot of stuff that I have to do, just like everybody else, and on weekends, I'd like to save time for things like sitting in the garden with a glass of wine staring into space, or doing stuff with my family, or just sitting in the basement watching sci-fi. Either way, I like my free time, so I gotta decide whether I want to add another day of exercise. Another option for increasing exercise, when I do strength training, 15 minutes of cardio, I could up that to 20 minutes. Again, a timing issue. I get an hour for lunch, and that really pushes on me going over lunch. So, not gonna happen. Another option would be starting to walk in the evenings, and I think that's something that we might feasibly be able to start doing, at least when it's warm out. I'm not walking in Minnesota when it's 30 below out, but for now it's something to consider. Which leads me to my 3rd point. Keep on doing what I'm doing. Realistically, if I just continue what I'm doing, I will get those strength gains. And those strength gains means more calories being burned, which equals less fat, which equals smaller thighs. But if you're interested in seeing what happens, I recommend subscribing right now. I do health and fitness posts about once a month. Anyway, in the meantime, I can tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to start binge eating. I'm going to stick with the whole food, plant-based diet. The plant-based vegan lifestyle has given me more energy, and I think it's one of the reasons why I'm able to hold this maintenance weight without really trying. I'm also not going to stop exercising. Despite the fact that there's not very much movement, I'm at a point in my life where I know I need to keep on working out. If I want to stay healthy and able to move and just vibrant as I age, exercise is something I just have to do, even if I don't drop another pound. And the final thing that I'm not going to do is worry too much about it. Honestly, it is frustrating, but here's the deal. I think my life is pretty great despite the fact that I'm not exactly where I want to be fitness-wise. But where I am is a good place. I've decided not to weigh myself more than once a month, and I'm just gonna try on my skinny clothes or clothes that I like, and if they fit me or if they're getting a little too tight or a little loose, I'm gonna know what direction I'm moving in. If I plan the work and work the plan, adjusting as needed, well, I'm gonna get where I need to be. It'll all work out. Just have to keep reminding myself that regularly. And those, my friends, are my struggles with health and fitness right now. I know they're pretty basic, but they're still frustrating, and I'm working through it. I'm just going to keep working the plan and see what happens. I do post more frequent updates on Facebook and Instagram if you're interested to see whether I decide to stop eating as much or maybe exercise more, or if I just keep on sticking with the plan. Or if you could subscribe, because we do, like I said, post health and fitness updates about once a month, and eventually we're going to get back to me and where I'm at. It's just the way it works. Anyway, I am off to the gym. See you next week.